You can start the recording.
Conference recording started.
Pick up your copy of the Son of Man Speaks magazine today. With the Son of Man Speaks magazine, you'll receive automotive tips, wholesome recipes, financial advice, and most importantly, a true understanding of the Word of God. Get your copy of The Son of Man Speaks from these select locations. Sisters, Braid 2, 18070 Mount Elliott, the Shell Gas Station, 13110 West 7 Mile Road. To get a subscription, call 601-786-9788. That's 601-786-9788. The Son of Man Speaks magazine, dedicated to becoming free indeed. Attention, brothers and sisters, viewers and listeners, now available. Your Son of Man Speaks magazine digital subscription. Your digital subscription to the Son of Man Speaks magazine will also include our monthly e-newsletter, both delivered to your inbox. If you have any questions regarding the digital magazine subscription or digital newsletter, you may send an email to shabazprinting@thenewnationofislam.com. That's shabazprinting@thenewnationofislam.com. Or call 1-601-786-9788. That's 1-601-786-9788. You can also subscribe online. Visit www.thenewnationofislam.com and click on the magazine tab to register for your online subscription.
We would like to invite you to help support the efforts of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. Visit the website at www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. That's www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. We often hear how we need to work together and rebuild the city, and we're actually doing it. You can make online donations and click on links to track the progress of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. And for more information, 313-868-0000 is a local number. Again, 313-868-0000. Support the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
To make your online tithes, offerings, donations, gifts to the Son of Man through Cash App, make your payment to $New Nation of Islam. That's $New Nation of Islam. Or call 601-786-7056. 601-786-7056.
I just used your other one, though, today, because it did 2 drips, and I was like, oh, I can use my umbrella. My homegirl was talking about me. I'm like, don't talk about me.
With our umbrellas, our customers are turning a drab day into a fab day. After all, representation matters. In other words, rain or shine, we've got you covered. Introducing Designs by Deej, your one-stop gift shop for all things handmade and unique. Our products range from our most popular umbrellas, blanket and pillow sets, handmade coasters, and other statement pieces that showcase the beauty of our melanin and natural hair in a beautiful and empowering way. You can find our brand at the sister shop locations in New Jersey and Atlanta, Georgia, or you can visit our website, www.designsbydeej.com. Again, that's www.designsbydeej.com.
Graphic
Design provides agency-quality professional graphic design services from established companies to startups and individuals, creating a simple logo to complete rebranding and delivering visual communication with print media. Everything SOS Graphic Design does has a single unifying objective: to set your business apart. We are at your service. Call 313-342-2166. That's 313-342-2166, or online at www.sosgraphicdesigns.com.
Are your clothes coming apart at the seams? Universal Seamstress and Tailoring has got you covered. At Universal Seamstress and Tailoring, we specialize in a wide variety of alterations and transformations to make and keep your clothes looking and fitting their best. From hem jobs to downsizing suits and dresses for a perfect fit to replacing zippers and buttons, Universal Seamstress and Tailoring is your one-stop shop for clothing maintenance. Also, do you have a logo for your clothes you'd like to wear? Universal Seamstress and Tailoring can put it there. That's right. At Universal Seamstress and Tailoring, we not only do alterations, but embroidery as well. Shirts, pants, coats, hats, even bags. If you can wear it, we can embroider it. So remember, whether it be alterations or embroidering you need, Universal Seamstress and Tailoring has got you covered. Universal Seamstress and Tailoring is located at 1404 Main Street, Fayette, Mississippi. Come and see us or give us a call at 601-786-0540.
Year-Around Landscaping has been serving Metro Detroit for over 20 years, offering various landscaping, lawn care, property maintenance, and home renovation. Our professionalism has earned us an outstanding reputation, while our creativity, integrity, and dependability have kept our clients returning and referring us to others. At Year-Round Landscaping, we prioritize quality customer service. We treat every client as our only client before, during, and after providing our services. We believe in building solid relationships with our clients and ensuring their satisfaction. Whether you need a complete outdoor makeover, indoor renovation, or routine maintenance, we have the expertise and resources to deliver outstanding results. Our team is committed to providing exceptional service and completing every project to the highest standard. To schedule an estimate or consultation, please call us at 248-843-6139 or visit our website at yearroundlandscaping.net.
Year-Around Landscaping. One source, unlimited resources.
For elite carpet, floor, and upholstery cleaning, call Supreme Steam Cleaning. For pressure washing on your house and driveway, call Supreme Steam Cleaning. Flooding in your house or building? Supreme Steam Cleaning's got you covered with our emergency water extraction services. Transform the rooms in your home with floor installation, repairs, and more. Give us a call today at 601-720-5138. That's 601-720-5138. Visit our website, www.supremesteamclean.com, and follow us on social media at Supreme Steam Cleaning. When you need an elite team, call Supreme.
For all facets of professional hair care and braiding, come to Sisters Braid 2, located at 18070 Mount Elliott in Detroit. We specialize in braiding and natural styles, knotless box braids, feed-in braids, scale twists for men, women, and children. We specialize in all facets of healthy hair. Try our natural oils to keep your hair healthy. 313-826-0498 or 248-372-1738.
Murray, out of the pocket. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Murray, he's the downfield. Oh, man, the power's out again.
You have reached Quality Construction and Engineering, your #1 emergency generator source.
Power outages can be unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life. With a backup generator, your life goes on uninterrupted with power when you need it. Not to mention the peace of mind of having your property suited to weather the storm.
Whoever would have thought in Houston, Texas, that we would have an ice storm? It did happen, and that Sunday night when it came in, I got up and looked out the front door. Everything was pitch black. It was horrible. Something out of a novel or a science book that you had never seen before. Once the lights went out, my generator popped on. It ran 55 hours. I'm the only one had lights.
Get your backup generator installed with Quality Construction. We install both residential and commercial generators, so you're always covered. Schedule your consultation with us by calling 1-855-876-9370. That's 1-855-876-9370. Or visit us online at www.powerqec.com. That's www.powerqec.com. Financing is available with low monthly payments and 0% interest for 18 months.
That was the best investment that we could have ever made. That's my backup, the generator.
Generators with Quality Construction, built tough enough to weather the storm.
Capital Area Planning Services offers a variety of services catered to your land development needs. We offer landscape design, residential design, land planning, mapping and consulting services, and more. We have over 20 years of design and land planning experience. CAPS LLC offers services to developers, builders, architects, surveyors, contractors, government agencies, and private landowners. Feel free to contact us to find out which services are available in your area. You may reach us at 601-326-2966. That's 601-326-2966. You can also visit us on the web at www.capsllconline.com. Let us put on our thinking caps to serve your land development needs.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Brothers and sisters, are you tired of reading the Holy Scripture and not really understanding what you read? And if you're reasonably sure, have you ever tested that what you feel you know with someone that has a different view than your own? Then let's talk with one another. Then let's reason with one another on a Scriptural Discussion with the Son of Man every Wednesday at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 12 noon on WHPR TV Detroit Live, 88.1 FM WHPR, and Comcast Cable. Why don't you call and discuss the Holy Bible, and if you have one, the Holy Quran, and come to an agreement about the Holy Scriptures and their true meaning? You can call in live on the air at area code 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. That's 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. And now, let's go live with a Scriptural Discussion with the Son of Man.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Truthful, and the Most Just, I greet you all once again who are hungry and thirsty for the true understanding of the Word of God and for the truth in general. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. May Allah's Salam alaikum I want to begin, as we always try to do, with those who have questions or something that you would like to take up with me in a discussion. I'm, you used to, in this world, people have to make appointments and get a precondition before they come in and talk to someone who is who claims to be knowledgeable. I've told you many times that this forum is open. Anyone who has something they want to have a discussion with me about, you can, there are no preconditions other than when you come in, just be respectful, and let's respect each other and have a an adult to adult conversation. And I have to make myself available to you like that. If I did not, you would have that against me later. I don't need you to have to say, well, I couldn't get an appointment. I couldn't, he was too busy. I'm at your disposal. It's like the sun. Who can claim that they don't get the sunlight? If you don't get the sunlight, it's because you didn't want to. It's not because you couldn't get it. So likewise, the scripture tells you that that's how my coming would be, like the sun that rises out the east and shines. It said, well, even unto the western hemisphere, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Well, that's me. So, I was telling you about the made man, and you see in the movie Goodfellas and the Godfather, how the mafia refers to those who are dons and that kind of thing. They're the people that they induct into their what you call family. And they even steal that from the Word of God. Remember, Jesus said, whosoever doeth the will of my Father, the same as my mother and brother, the same as my family. See, when you join with them and become a family member, then you do the will of the Godfather. Do you understand? So they well, that's what the devil is. The devil, he is a vicegerent in the absence of God, just like darkness. Darkness is a vicegerent. In the absence of light, darkness rules, period. In the absence of truth, the deviser of illusion rules, you see. As long as the one thing that a magician hates is for someone sitting out in the audience that knows how to do the trick. Because it ain't no fun then. It don't leave you baffled. Do you understand? And so, this world that is filled with people who pretend to be what they are not, to know things that they really don't know. The world is filled with devils and devisers of illusion. See, when you hear the term devil, it's an abstract term to you. You can't put no face on it. You can't put no real identity on it. But when you understand that devil is an acronym for a mind that devises illusion, then you know that when they say that Jesus was casting out a devil, what you realize then that Jesus was speaking a truth that got rid of a lie that somebody was telling. Do you understand? So you know, that's the thing I'm here to do, is to make you realize that God and the devil are real. That's a reality. The truth is God. The devil is a lie. Why? Because in order to devise an illusion, you have to lie. You have to tell a lie. You have to make something appear to be something that it is not. The devil said, I will make evil fair seeming. Why? Because you judged me to be erring. The prince of this world has been judged to be erring. Do you understand? And so he is the jinn. You know, he's a trap. For what? The perdition of ungodly men. You see? So.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You made a statement that the world is filled with devils. Could you expound on the statement and how to proceed when people say, well, you has quoted before, the first rule in dealing with the devil is don't. Since it's
Right.
filled with devils.
The first rule in dealing with the devil is, when any person brings you knowledge, look carefully into it, so that you don't be dealing with a devil up in your brain. Do you understand? The Holy Quran, Allah already answered that question when he said, whoever brings you news. What is news? How many times has somebody told you about something that you didn't know? You said, man, that's news to me. And what is that? That is to say that it is knowledge that you had never been aware of. It was facts that you were not aware of. Okay, but how do you know it's facts? Look carefully into it, because it may not be a fact. It may not be what it appeared to be. It's just like if you see a person standing up over a dead body with a knife in their hand. I mean, it may appear that they murdered that person, and it might, if you look carefully into it, they may have took the knife from the person who was trying to kill them and stabbed them. So you have to look carefully into things before you go run with it and cause harm to someone and later be sorry for what you did. And so, just like people come in here, and I mean, it's like acting like the people in some of the news cycles. People act like the election that's taking place is something normal. I mean, you don't normalize when you know that you got a man that is a con artist, a liar, a person who has been convicted, a man who tried to overthrow the government, somehow has gotten the people that he called basement dwellers to support him and put him on the ballot, simply because it was unthinkable to have to make a law or a rule that a convicted felon or somebody who is irreparable irreputable could run for president, because the founding fathers just never thought that that this country, that the people in this country, the men or women of this country, would ever allow a scoundrel to run for president. I mean, you used to get in trouble for letting the wrong profane word come out of your mouth. That disqualified you. You used to get in trouble for just getting too excited up on the stage. That disqualified you. But now, it don't make no difference what you do for some of these people. And instead of the news media doing their job, they more concerned about if we tell the truth on this particular person, it's going to look, they're going to accuse us of being biased or whatnot. To hell with that. Tell the truth. The truth is, if it's for you, more power to you. If it's against you, well, you better correct yourself, huh? You're trying to make it look like there's some kind of vague choice between Kamala Harris and, or even when Joe Biden was running, as though it was some kind of toss-up between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Toss-up about what? It was clear. It's been clear that man ain't got no business sitting up in the White House. And all of you know it. It ain't nobody sitting out there that's listening to me that don't know who ain't got no business going into the White House. Now, you can play your little game all you want with somebody else, but you ain't gonna play it with me. This as the book says, Babylon the Great. What Babylon? Mystery Babylon. Why Mystery Babylon? Mystery is the Babylon that's mentioned in the book that is filled with wisdom spoken in a mystery. That's the Bible. And we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Now we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Why? Because it is a set time for it to be fulfilled. But now, it don't say Mystery Babylon in the 18th chapter. It says, I beheld an angel. This is Revelation here. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, great knowledge. That angel that came down from heaven. How you know? Well, whenever you look at the scriptures, and the scriptures names someone to come, then you know they coming down from heaven. Do you understand? Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Didn't a man named Elijah come and tell you God sent him? Huh? And what did he have? He had great power, great knowledge. Knowledge is power. The man had a knowledge that had nobody ever heard before. And he declared, he said, was enlightened with his understanding, with his glory. They started calling the United States the Great Satan. Where they get that from? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told them the white man is the devil. And you notice, he called him the Great Satan. Why? Because he was given dominion. All this power was delivered unto him. And he gave it to whosoever he will. That's what he told Jesus. I didn't hear you. Come on now, let's just tell the truth. Do he got power? Do he give it to whoever he wills to? And take it from who he will to? Okay. Then it says, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he cried mightily. He mightily means without fear and with facts. Babylon, with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen. He even wrote a book. At least he dictated a book, The Fall of America. Who would have thought that an incompetent imbecile like Donald Trump could have ever weaseled his way up to become president of the United States? Now, who would have thought that? You couldn't even wrote a book, a fictional story, and it wouldn't have sold nothing to nobody because it was too insulting. But look what you have fallen to. I told you the only way to redeem yourself, the only real way to redeem yourself for what you did by putting that man, ever putting him up there, is that he need to lose all 50 states so that the world will know that the United States, the people over here ain't went crazy. Because if you still got some states that believe that he should be president, man, you in bad shape. You in bad shape. It's just like, I'm pretty sure that the airlines now are double screening their pilots. You know why? How in the world did a co-pilot with suicidal intent wind up locking the pilot out the cockpit and crashing a plane with over 200 and some people and kill himself and other people because he locked himself in after the pilot got up to go use the restroom? Ain't that something? They gotta change their screening process. Huh? I mean, you see what Donald Trump almost accomplished with the help of a lot of sycophants that ain't never stopped fighting the Civil War. Them people ain't following Donald Trump. He's their excuse to do what they've been wanting to do. They do what they please. If you think they following Donald Trump, let Donald Trump say, okay, we're going to stop this foolishness and see how many of them turn on him. Them people ain't thinking about it. He just walking in front. There ain't nothing but a mob of lazy white folks that want to, you see black people join them, a bunch of lazy white folks and Negroes who want to have other people doing doing the work while they reap the benefit. Just want to be up over somebody. Do you understand? But they ain't smart enough, so they would like to turn the government into a mafioso type of thing. You know what banana republic mean, right? That's you know how a banana, it has protection on it. That hull, it's a nice thick protection, but it's easily peeled away. A government that's easily peeled away is called a banana republic. Do you understand? Okay. So, I don't know if that's what they meant by it, but I'm telling you what it means when I hear it. Do you understand? These people, they mind is kind of dense. You know, a lot of them, they use those terms, and if you ask them, what does that mean? They don't know. They just quoting what they heard somebody else say and saying it like they know what they're talking about. But if you question them, you ask them, well, what do you mean by that? Well, what do you mean? They ask you, what do you mean? What do you mean what I mean by that? I'm asking you, what do you mean when you say that? Then they get mad at you and change the subject. So, you know, this world is full of people who do that. Always parakeeting something they heard from somebody else when they just took it and ran with it instead of finding out what they was running with. So it says he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of the devils, devisers of illusion. What has Fox News got in trouble for? What did they get in trouble for and wind up paying $780 million? I think that was the figure. For devising illusions. For espousing lies. Huh? And I don't know what the case against Sidney Powell and all of them, they ain't never came back and told us what Dominion them won against them yet. But I assume those cases are ongoing. Huh? Does anyone know? Or did you forget about it? So, you know why con men and liars succeed? It's because people who are honest have such short memories. I thought about this joke my brother told me a long time ago, and about this hobo that went into a place and ordered a bunch of food. Oh, man. Anyway. What'd you say? Well, the hobo, he walked in there, and he said, I tell you, the man looked at him, and, it was a pretty swank restaurant, and he sat down and real orderly, picked up a menu, and he said, man came over to the table. He said, may I help you? He said, I'll call you when I'm ready. And he said, he waited a little while, and then he called the man back over. He said, I'm ready now. He said, I'll have some fried chicken, a big plate of rice, and some whole wheat toast, toasted with butter, and for dessert, some pie a la mode. And he gave it to him. And he ate it, and man brought him the bill. And the man, hobo, looked at him and told him, he said, man, I ain't got no money. And the man said, get up and get out of here. And said, I ought to call the police on you. So it was a few months went by. And he told hobo kind of cleaned himself up. And he went back to the place, and he had a seat, and Maitre D came, and he looked at him and said, "Don't I know you?" And he looked at him and he said, "Do it look like you know me?" And he said, "I could." But he was kind of cleaned up this time. And so the waiter came and asked him, what would you like? He said, some fried chicken, a big plate of rice, and he said some wheat toast, lightly toasted with butter. And he said, and for dessert, some pie a la mode. And so the man, after he gave him his food, he said, well, then he gave him the bill. He said, hey, you remember when I came in here 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, and I ordered all that food and told you that I didn't have no money? He said, I told you I didn't have no money. And see, I wouldn't be a good joke. You ain't supposed to laugh at your own joke. But anyway, that's what was making me laugh, because I thought about this. Because Donald Trump is doing this right now. He said, you remember when I ordered all that food and did that? The waiter said, yeah, I remember you. He said, well, I'm back again. So, of course, my brother, he could tell it, because he wouldn't laugh when he said it. And I just fell out. And so, what is Donald Trump doing? Same thing. He come back with the same old lies, the same old false hoods that he telling on people, claiming he gonna fix everything. You let him back in there, he gonna fix it all right. He told you, just vote for him this one last time. He said, just one more time. You will never have to vote no more. Yeah, that's the truth. It's like telling somebody that's stupid enough to listen to you, look, you talking about this plane one more time, but this time, take this chute I'm giving you. You won't never have to jump out the plane no more after this. And because that chute ain't going to open. And when it do, ain't not going to come out of it but some clothes. There ain't no parachute in there. So you just go ahead. But now I'm going to get back to this. So the messenger told us that Babylon is fallen. He wrote a book, Fall of America. And America has fallen. done fell away. Look at these people call themselves evangelicals. Done linked up again with the Ku Klux Klan and racist, bigoted people while claiming to believe in Jesus. Ain't that something? So, it says, have become the habitation of devisers of illusion. Huh? You got people talking about the economy was much better under Donald Trump. Lying! The economy that Donald Trump had, he inherited it from Obama and that administration. You know, it was amazing to me when they said over 51 million jobs was created over a certain period of time, and Democratic administrations were responsible for 50 million, and Republican administrations was responsible for 1 million. Did y'all hear Bill Clinton when he was speaking on that? I might have it here. You know, I'll be recording stuff. I'm a stickler for that. You know, when I hear something that gets my attention. Let's see here.
President Bill Clinton, now 78 years old. He turned 78 this Monday. He heard his wife speak earlier this week, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who talked about the glass ceiling and who she saw on the other side of that ceiling. She said Kamala Harris, raising her hand and taking the oath of office. Tonight, her husband, the former president, will make the case for Kamala Harris and Governor Walz. He's expected to speak about the economy, among other issues. And as Mary Bruce reported here off the top, he's been working on this speech, just as he did back in the day, right up until the last minute. Let's listen.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let me ask you something. After the last 2 days, aren't you proud to be a Democrat? And I am very grateful to the Republicans and independents that have joined us and been up here on the stage. And I hope they feel better about it now. Because I've seen all these things that even I have to be reminded of from time to time when I get my spirits down. I love seeing the Obamas here. I love seeing President Biden. And I thought Hillary gave a great speech, too. And I love seeing all these young leaders. A bunch of them are coming up after me. They look better, they sound better, and they'll be exciting. I do want to say one word about President Biden. Remember, he had an improbable turn that made him president. And we were in the middle of a pandemic and an economic crash. He healed our sick and put the rest of us back to work. And he strengthened our alliances for peace and security. He stood up for Ukraine. He's trying desperately to get a ceasefire in the Middle East. And then he did something that's really hard for a politician to do. He voluntarily gave up political power. And George Washington knew that, and he did it. And he set the standard for us serving 2 terms before it was mandatory. It helped his legacy, and it will enhance Joe Biden's legacy. And it's a stark contrast to what goes on in the other party. So I want to thank him for his courage, compassion, his class, his service, his sacrifice. Joe Biden, thank you. And he kept the faith, and he's infected a lot of the rest of us. Now let's cut to the chase. I am too old to kill the lily. 2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family of 4 generations. And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump. Last night, in what I thought was a very moving series of episodes, we nominated Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And just think about that. 2 leaders with all-American but still improbable life stories. It can only happen here. Their careers, after all, started in community courtrooms and classrooms. 2 leaders who spent a lifetime getting a good job done. Now, one of the things that I've noticed over my increasingly long life is that a presidential election is unique in several ways. First of all, it's the greatest job interview for the greatest job in the world. Secondly, the Constitution says we, the people, get to do the hiring. And the third thing is that every 4 years, we get to change the requirements for the job. So here's what I'm thinking, because I try to apply this in every election. Will this president take us backward or forward? Will this president give our kids a brighter future? Depends. Will this president bring us together or tear us apart? Will the president increase the peace, security, and stability and freedom that we enjoy and extend it to others as we can? We, the people, we have to make a decision about these kind of questions. And every 4 years, it's a little different because the people come at the candidates, and they say, as they're saying now, here are our problems, solve them. Here are our opportunities, seize them. Here are our fears, ease them. Here are our dreams, help them come true. A president can answer that call by saying, I'll do my part, but you have to help me. We have to work together. Or you can dodge what needs to be done by dividing, distracting, and diverting us. So in 2024, we got a pretty clear choice, it seems to me. Kamala Harris for the people. And the other guy who's proved even more than the first go-around that he's about me, myself, and I. I know which one I like better for our country. Kamala Harris will work to solve our problems, seize our opportunities, ease our fears, and make sure every single American, however they vote, has a chance to chase their dreams. You know, when she was young, she worked at McDonald's. And she greeted every person with that 1,000-watt smile and said, "How can I help you?" Now she's at the pinnacle of power and she's still asking, "How can I help you?" I'll be so happy when she actually enters the White House as president, because she will break my record as the president who spent the most time at McDonald's. Now, but we got an election to win. And remember, we've got a guy that's pretty good at what he does. Donald Trump has been a paragon of consistency. He's still dividing, he's still blaming, he's still belittling other people. He creates chaos, and then he sort of curates it as if it were precious art. Let me say, not a single day goes by, even though I've been gone for well over 23 years from the White House, not a day goes by that I don't thank the Lord for the chance I had to serve and what it meant. And one of the reasons, thank you. Wait. One of the reasons I love the job so much is that in the toughest times, even on the darkest days, if you tried hard enough, there was always something good you could do for somebody else. Now, some days that's not easy to do. You've got to deal with all these emergencies, or there's something going on here, there, or yonder. But Kamala Harris is the only candidate in this race who has the vision, the experience, the temperament, the will, and yes, the sheer joy to get something done. I mean, look, what does her opponent do with his voice? He mostly talks about himself, right? So the next time you hear him, don't count the lies. Count the eyes. Count the eyes. His vendettas, his vengeance, his complaints, his conspiracies. He's like one of those tenors opening up before he walks out on stage, like I did, trying to get his lungs open by singing, "Me, me, 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 me." When Kamala Harris is president, Every day will begin with you, 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 you. So, we got to ask ourselves the questions if we're going to hire a president. Do you want to build a strong economy from the bottom up and the middle out? Or do you want to spend the next 4 years talking about crowd size? You're going to have a hard time believing this, but so help me, I triple checked it. Since the end of the Cold War in 1989, America has created about 51 million new jobs. I swear I checked this 3 times. Even I couldn't believe it. What's the score? Democrats 50, Republicans 1.
That's what I was talking about. Since 1989. Now, if you recall, when President Obama took office, the economy was in free fall and they was bleeding jobs. Just jobs was drying up everywhere. After the Republican administration under Bush. Huh? Then jobs was created again under the Obama administration, along with regulations governing what to... Look, if you want to reduce the United States down to a, what you call banana republic, well, you have to do what Grover Norquist said. First, shrink the government and consolidate the government under one dictator so that when he taking a bath, your government is taking a bath. Do you understand? He said he want to reduce it down to the size it could fit in the bathtub. Of course, now that blew right past the basement dwellers, you know. But anyway, you know, that's the way they talk. That's the way they used to talk to the Negro in this country, the slave. John, let's get our crops in. Say, yes, sir, boss. And John go out there, and he go tell the other slave, others say, come on, we got to get our crops in. Boss say, we got to get our crops in. And he didn't go out there and say, boss say, we got to get his crops in. He said, we got to get our crops in. Because he don't know the difference in our and our. Do you understand? So, likewise, you know, when I was looking at Stargate, you know, I look at a lot of sci-fi, you know, because there's more truth in those fictional stories than you get out of this so-called drama stuff. But anyway, Lou Gossett was playing the part of one of them, what you call Jafar, and he was one of the leaders, and he was walking, and a man was quoting some Jafar. He talking about the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And he said, yeah, and that fella lost his head. do you understand? You know, they had an old saying in this world that politics and war make strange bedfellows. And, you know, you have to be careful who you crawl in bed with. just because somebody dislikes somebody that you dislike, that don't mean that they like you. Do you understand? So before you throw your lot in with people, you better make sure you know what they stand for. As my daddy used to say, and get on my nerves with it, but you know, he sure drilled it home, and I'm glad he did, because you know, I guess he knew I was the little fish. You know, the symbol for the Lord is a fish. You knew that, right? They said Jesus. Jesus, the term Jesus actually means Savior. And and since I'm the Savior, then that's one of my attributes is the name Jesus. But as he said, what make a little fish grow to be a big fish? And he said he's careful what he bite. And that's one of y'all's biggest problems. You bought a lie from a con man who tried to tell you that all your problems he got the handle on. He gonna take care of all that. And the Lone Ranger even had a sidekick named Tonto. The Lone Ranger couldn't do it all by himself. Do you understand? You know, and so the scripture teaches you that the Son of Man is not alone. The Son of Man, when he comes, all the holy angels comes with him. Do you understand? In the book of Ezekiel, it says that the bones, when the Son of Man spoke, he gave life to the bones, and they stood up an exceeding great army to go with the Son of Man wherever the Son of Man go. Do you understand? You saw Return of the King, where the king had a spiritual army with him, that nobody could command but him. Well, that's where you think they get all that stuff from. They didn't just make it or snatch it out of the thin air. They snatched that out of the scripture. You notice I take my word, and where your word can't block what Muhammad or Jesus or Moses or any of them say, but my word can. As Prophet Muhammad said, that he said, Allah can abrogate what I say, but I can't abrogate nothing he said. Do you understand? And so, you know, this is the day where the Lord himself is present with you to help you solve your problems. That's why I'm called a wonderful counselor. Do you understand? And if you would have gave me a chance, I could have showed you the way to peace. You notice, I'm sitting here in Mississippi. You don't hear nothing about no white folks in Mississippi clashing with the new nation of Islam, claiming that we was doing something we ain't had no business. No, we ain't did nothing to these people. There's no laws against righteousness. Only a fool would try to make a law against righteousness because he's setting himself up to be chastised and have to go to war against God. And you know how that one go in. That ain't no war. That's a fool's errand. So I'm here. You say, why you talk so loud? I can't help it because I got a loud voice. You know, have you ever thought about the fact that people used to come in here and tell me that I need to stop talking loud or whatever? Don't you know if I was putting strain on my voice, I would be hoarse up here sometime? Have you ever heard me hoarse? Well, what does that tell you about my voice? I'll show you what it tells you. I'll let the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tell you. Just a moment. You know, all of them got something that they answers for me. Now just watch this.
All praises to brothers and sisters of people, as the scripture teaches, robbed and there in the book of Kings, 1 Kings, that Allah is blessing me.
Just in case some of you are wondering, this, what I'm showing you now, is from Savior's Day, 1972.
This is all that I want in North America. It's just you. I know you have been enjoying my ministry because they are like a ball of fire themselves. Oh, do I thank Allah for such ministry. So I want you to continue with them for just a few minutes. They will continue. And I'm not here to stay all day with you. I'm just here to tell you a few words that is good for you. And that is life for you and your family. So I'm going to turn the meeting back into the hands of my brother minister. Salam alaikum. Sisters who have traveled far and near to witness the day that one has been born to redeem us from our enemies. We are happy to be here. Being born of the very essence of the originator, we could not be more happy. Why? Because if we are the children of the originators, then we assume that Father will not cast away his children. We must remember we have to know ourselves. Go ahead, dear Holy Apostle. We cannot know ourselves from the teachings of people that just was born, just was made yesterday.
Now remember, that's not something that's said in a vacuum or said that can't be proven. If we had kept listening to white people, we'd still be calling ourselves Negroes. I didn't hear you. Now, why did he see the need to take our identity away from us? It is because when you don't know where you've been, how can you claim you know where you're going? Huh? How do you know that you are moving forward if you don't know where you came from? You don't know if you walking on a hamster wheel, thinking you getting somewhere and ain't going nowhere. Every one of you that's black in the United States should be thanking the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for giving you back your true identity that the white man robbed you of. I know I'm thankful. I know I was dead. Ain't no sense in me standing up here talking about, I've been searching for this man all my life. I wasn't searching for nothing. I was just breezing around through this society, not fitting in, and was miserable. But I sure couldn't do nothing about it because I was ignorant, I was spiritually deaf, spiritually dumb, and spiritually blind, and mentally dead. Because what they was teaching me, I didn't, it wasn't something that I wanted. The school system of this world, I was turned off from it. The religious doctrine of this world, I was turned off from. So you can imagine how miserable I was. Huh? That's why that song Billy Paul made when I was interviewing him, I asked him about how did you write that song. I said, because that song really applied to me. Thank you for saving my life. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did. He saved my life. He raised me from a dead level to a living perpendicular. All my life, I remember putting on bleaching cream. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, when I was stationed at Camp Lejeune, some of the white boys used to kid me about it. What's that on your face, man? That's what they would tell me. I said, oh, man, get out of my face. And, I mean, they knew what I was doing. I didn't know what they was laughing about. Not really. I was laughing because it made me hate myself. Hate my black skin. Trying to make it lighter. As Minister Abdul Karim pointed out, that when they used to sell bleaching cream, he said, as your skin gets lighter, your future gets brighter. That's what he said. And that's the commercial that they gave. And we accepted that. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave me my pride back. You know, the scripture says, pride goeth before destruction. If you want, look, listen to me. Now, this is my way of showing you that I mean it when I tell you I'm trying to help save the United States. I'm trying to help save you. So white people, listen. The scripture says pride goeth before destruction. You see how Donald Trump and the people in these news cycles, that's some of them, where they getting all this money from to buy up all of these outlets and call them news stations when they're not really news, they're propaganda. What does Donald Trump tell you? America ain't nothing in the eyes of the world. What does that tell you when somebody that you trust tell you that you ain't no good or that you ain't nothing? It lowers your pride in yourself. And if you can, look what happened now, I'm telling you from experience. When we didn't have any pride, we didn't care how people looked at us. Andy and Amos and Andy, I should say, the kingfish. We get on TV and make a fool of ourselves, step and fetch them. We didn't care, long as it's getting paid. Because we had no pride. And when your pride leaves you, and I'm talking about the good kind, that your pride as a human being, your pride as a man and a woman and as a member of a powerful or a member of a society of people that have accomplished something. Your pride, when you want to destroy that people, you must take their pride from them. Once you can get them to no longer have pride in themselves, they'll destroy themselves. Pride goeth before destruction. Then what must happen before reconstruction? Pride must come. That's why they wanted to get rid of Motown. That's because the messages of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was finding their way into songs. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud of it. Huh? Say, we're a winner. Never let anybody say, you can't make it. Because a feeble mind is in your way. No more tears do we cry. The black boy done finally dried his eyes. And we're moving on up. Others was dancing to it. I was memorizing it. And the messenger knew I would. I was so self-conscious that I wouldn't even get on the dance floor. Because I saw how people laughed at people on it. I ain't never like to be the butt of nobody's jokes. So you know I got in a lot of fights. Well, not so many, because I learned how to fight pretty good, and then people, you know, they didn't make fun of me like that. But I knew people make fun of you. And since I grew up in church, I couldn't go to dances, and I never learned how to dance like some of my friends. And, you know, I could slow drag and cha-cha or something like that. But, you know, if it was easy to do like the duck or I could stand out there and do that. But it wasn't no, don't get me on no ballroom floor. Can't do it. But anyway, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the 60s, that Motown, man, Motown was putting out some pride music. I'm telling you. When I was in Vietnam, that's when I first heard Message from a Black Man. And I have wants and desires just like you. So move overside, because I'm coming through. And no matter how hard you try, you can't stop me now. And that was the teachings of Muhammad's temple in that song. They were singing it, but they didn't A lot of them didn't join the nation, but they sure stole the teachings from the nation. Do you understand? You run around here talking about you black and proud. You know there was a time when you get mad when somebody called you black. Who stopped you from getting mad? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad stopped us. Who stopped Malcolm from being dirty red and Satan and turned him into a national and international figure? Same with Farrakhan and all the rest of us. Well, all the rest of them. I'm starting to be known internationally, but that don't, that's not the issue. The only reason that now you got to learn of me is because I'm judging you. That's my mission. Because this world is at its end. And some of you got to be saved out of this world to be used to build a better world. I'm here to save you. So if you listen to me, you will be fine. But listen to the messenger, because he's going to explain to you, he's going to tell you about me, even my voice. You notice the Holy Quran, it tells you that it says, let me pull it up here just a moment. I like to give you these things where you know that you're being told the truth. Do you understand? I don't want nobody to be able to come behind me and say that man was lying. He didn't tell you. No, I'm showing it to you. And so the Holy Quran, it has these statements in it. This is so just give me a minute. This is the 21st chapter of the Holy Quran. In 21, the 21st chapter of the Holy Quran, and it says, this is the 18th verse. It says, "Nay, we hurl the truth against falsehood, so it knocks out its brains, and lo, it vanishes. And woe to you for what you describe as being holy war." Holy war, I put that in there so you'd understand why it says woe to you for what you describe. Holy war has nothing to do with shedding blood. Holy war is taking truth and hurling it, speaking it forcefully against lies, against falsehood. You notice, I take the true religion and I hurl the truth of true religion against all religions and call them all out. And what happened? When I'm on the air, you would think ain't nobody got a religion but me. But they out there still holding on to them false religions. But they won't come in here and defend what they holding on to. You know why? Because they can't defend what they holding on to, and what they holding on to can't defend itself. I don't defend Islam. Islam defends me. You heard the brother ask me the question, and I told him the answer already been given. Huh? Look carefully into the news that people bring you. then you ain't got to worry about dealing with the devil. Do you understand? When you deal, you don't deal from under the deck. Deal from the top of the deck. Huh? Crooks learn to deal under the deck and how to make a card look like it's being played somewhere when it ain't. Do you understand? And so you know, we don't do that. We don't use sleight of hands. See, most people don't know the hand is quicker than the eye. Sometimes when you don't. You can't believe everything that your eyes see, because your eyes can be deceived into just by movements. It can make something that's straight look like it's rubber. I didn't hear you. It can make something that's standing still look like it's moving up. Your eyes can be deceived. So we got other senses that tell us something different. You understand? You see, you didn't need to have no satellite to know that the earth was round. All you had to do was have somebody walk out there to where you call the horizon and stand there and tell you what they see. Then they would tell you, well, there's some more land up there. I see another horizon up there. They say, you keep walking, and they drop out of sight. Why they drop out of sight? Because they done went behind a curve. Do you understand? There's plenty of ways they could have proved what they was saying, whether it was true or not. But, you know, he's hasty. That's what an ignorant mind is. It is hasty. Why? It makes quick judgments because it ain't much going on in it that it has to thumb through or go through, and it say, well, what that tells me that this is so and so. But they don't have nothing but a few facts, if any, and the facts that they have, they are misunderstanding what they have. Do you understand? So their horizon looks like the end of the earth, but it ain't. Do you understand? But to them, there it is. That's the end of it right there. You can see it. Do you understand? And so they make snap judgments. So now, we hurl the truth. What you mean hurl it? Let's look up hurl. H-U-R-L. Hurl. To throw with great force. Now you know why I speak so loud. Do you understand? And so, and the wicked, they hate what I'm speaking because it destroys what they speak. Do you understand? Okay. Now I'll let you hear the messenger again.
We have been in North America ever since that our kidnapper, the devil, brought us here. There was no way for us to be relieved from them to return to our own unless a Redeemer come for us. We were not able to say to the kidnapper that let me go, and that he would obey our voice and let us go. He had taken us for his own. And we thought perhaps that we was his own. So someone had to come to tell us who we were. That's right. They don't. They don't tell us. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Who we were. Now we want to go to our own. Regardless to where it is. We want to go where we can say, this God. That's right. Teach the apostles. That's right. At least time that we have been here proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that the prophesy of Jesus in a parable of the lost and found, that he went among strangers, and there he was casted out from the society of the strangers. Nobody loved him, nobody gave unto him. That's right. Teach the apostles. This is the Bible. Yes, sir. And the Bible was translated by our enemies. That's right. The Bible was made by our fathers. Teach. But our enemies got a hold of it and he fixed it so that it will suit himself.
Yes, and he told you that. For years and years and years, at the front of every Bible, they put on there the King James Authorized version of the Bible that has been translated out of the original tongues, with the translations being diligently compared and revised. Why did he revise it? To suit himself. That's why he revised it. And had the scripture changed from people to animals and all that kind of stuff. Do you understand? Talking, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, they talk, little Tweety Bird and all that. And so he turned the script. I beheld a black horse. I beheld a white horse. What in the world are you talking about horses and we dealing with people? I didn't hear you. Yeah. But he knew you couldn't understand it. But I was being prepared to understand it even when I was looking at cartoons, Mighty Mouse and all that kind of stuff. The mouse whooping the hell out of a cat. Well, that's what the white man was doing to us. Mighty Whitey. And he was just whooping the hell out of us. We was his daddy. But it's time now to know the truth. And so, I don't get mad at him. The scriptures say the Son of Man, as the messenger said, we made the Bible in the Holy Quran. And the white man, we gave it and delivered it into his hands. Do you understand? The Son of Man shall be delivered into the hands of sinful men. And the same way that the books were delivered into his hands, the seed of Abraham was delivered into his hands. Do you understand? And he saw the power that was in that book that would help him to enslave Abraham's seed. Huh? All they had to do was say, it's God's will that you serve me. You was cursed to be black and serve your white brothers. And you people must serve. And say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. There it is right there. Slave, obey your master. I didn't hear you. And so he liked that. Until the Lord himself was born. And after I was born, even right about 20 years before I was born, in 1930, July 4th, 1930, the wise men of the East, the wise scientists, they knew that it was time to get ready for the coming of the Lord. And so they had to send Elijah to prepare a way for me to come, because they knew that these religions of this world would never have attracted me. Do you understand? You know, I never wanted the religions of my mother and all of them. You know, so, you know, that Christianity just didn't appeal to me. And all of the different denominations of it. Jehovah's Witnesses, they used to turn me off because they just walking around, I just saw something wrong with that. The way people come to your house and want you to just listen to them talk and you don't say nothing. You know, that's crazy. I've been in sales before, and I know that if you're going to sell somebody something, you got to listen to them. You know, it's just like in selling. You have to show the person, you know, when they tell you that they can't afford this thing, you have to show them, well, if I could show you a way you could afford it, would you want it? Listen to them. And that's how I sold vacuum cleaners. You know, it was ways that we had to finance those vacuum cleaners. You understand? And so, but if you listen to people, they say, yes, I would want it, but I just can't afford that. And I said, well, you know, there's plenty of ways that you can purchase this. You don't even have to purchase the whole vacuum at the same time. You can order the accessories later. That'll cut your price in half. Do you understand? They said, oh, yeah. And said, we also offer financing if you want to buy the whole thing. Or part of it. And then you make a sale that way. You know, a man come to me, offered me what he say he got from God. Now, you got something you claim God sent you with. What are you afraid of somebody questioning you about it? If God really sent you with it, he's going to give you the answer. When the last time you saw me run away from a question that people ask me about what I claim I'm getting from God? I ain't got to run away from you. No, you ask me about something that I shared with you from Allah, then Allah gonna give me the answer. So I want you to listen. And, you know, when people, you ever notice when somebody playing a song that you like, and you say, hey man, turn that up. Huh? Why you want them to turn it up? Because it sounds good to you, huh? So what do you suppose, what happened when somebody say, hey, turn that down? What they mean by that? They don't like that song you playing. And when people try to tell me that I'm talking too loud, that's because they don't like what I'm saying. Do you understand? I'm trying to show you. That's part of what's meant when they say my eyes are like fire. I see into things that people, I don't just, it's just like, you know, sometimes I call people and I can hear in their voice they're not happy to hear from me. Do you understand? And so I call them only if I really need to or have to, because you can tell from the sound of the voice that they're not really happy to hear from me. And so sometimes I have to call because, you know, they're supposed to be my helpers. You understand? But, you know, I get messages. You know, it's not I understand that I'm not, I ain't never had no bunch of close friends, because you can't be a close friend to somebody that you not into everything that they into. You understand? And so I had a limit to how far I would go with anybody, and so that limited my friendship with that person. You understand? So all praise is due to Allah. It's like when I tell you that I want to help save the United States. I'm not interested in saving homosexuals and homosexuality and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm trying to save. I'm trying to save the person who practicing that from doing that by telling them that God don't like that. Do you understand? But at the same time, those people, they don't come in here insulting me. That's why the scripture says it'll be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah than for some of y'all in the day of judgment. So but anyway, I'll go a long way with somebody who shows me the same respect and courtesy that I try to show them. Do you understand? Because at least then I recognize that if you want the right to make your choices about how you will live, and I don't try to force my way on you, why would you get in my face trying to force your way on me? If I tell you that I don't want that, why don't you leave me alone? I didn't hear you. You know what I've chosen as my way. I ain't hiding it. You know, now, if you can show me that my way is wrong, then I will try to correct it. When I show you that God don't like your way, you're not interested in correcting it. Well, okay, he gave you that freedom, and so I leave you alone. I ain't going to keep on jugging at you. But I do remind you that what you're doing, God don't like it. I didn't hear you. Okay. So now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is just like these people running around here killing people. You know, I mean, I don't forbid people to defend themselves when they are attacked. You can't say Israel didn't have a right to defend themselves. But now you condemned Hamas for murdering women and babies and raping people and all that kind of stuff. Why would you go over there and kill innocent women and babies of the Palestinian people? If you say that is wrong, what, does it also all of a sudden become right when you do it? Come on, man. Wake up. How many times have all of us said, when we were children, two wrongs does not make a right? Why do you think the scripture says if your enemy is hungry, feed him? If he's thirsty, give him to drink. And in so doing, you are heaping coals of fire on his head. Why? Because he lies to himself and says, I'm just doing it to you before you do it to me. But in actuality, your actions show him that you wouldn't have did that to him. Which means that what he did to you was unjustified. Do you understand? Now you understand why the scripture says, my ways are not your ways? Whoever explained that to you before I did? They couldn't explain it. Why am I able to explain it? Abram, I'm going to make a covenant between me and you and your seed. Huh? I'm the seed of Abraham, so Allah made known to me in my ear what he ain't tell nobody else. His reasons for doing something. Huh? Why did he tell Abram to go up there and sacrifice Isaac? Why did he first tell Abram to go and drop Ishmael off in the middle of the wilderness and leave him there? Ishmael was his firstborn by Hagar, Sarah's handmaiden. So Abram did what he was told. Then Allah blessed him to have one by Sarah, his wife. Huh? And once he had Isaac, Allah told him, go and sacrifice Isaac. Abram didn't say, look, you done told me to drop my son and his mama off in the wilderness. Now you want me to go and kill this son. Why you want to make me do all that? And he didn't say nothing. He said, I hear and I obey. He trusted Allah. He trusted God. That if God had gave me this, it's his to do with what he pleased. I belong to him. If he wants me dead, then I'll be dead. Do you understand? So, where you think the teachings came from that whosoever loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me? Where you think that came from? Allah showed you where it came from. It came from the one who called you Muslim. Came from Abraham. Abraham didn't love nothing, didn't nobody more than he loved God. Do you understand? He didn't forget where his blessings came from. It's just like me. You know, I want to live just like anybody. But if what I'm teaching is going to cost me my life, I can't think of nothing better. As the messenger said, I repeat. He said, if teaching you the truth will cause me to lose my life, he said, well, who am I, little Elijah, not to die for my people? Man, I keep thinking about, he wasn't the only one who felt that way. I mean, now they're trying to take that away from you. All through history, they told us about a man named Nathan Hale, I think that was his name, who got caught spying for the colonies. And before they hung him, they gave him some last words to say, if he had any. How could you not admire a man who about to die, and he tells the people that's killing him, my only regret is that I don't have but one life to give for my country. I often wondered, would I be able to do that? Do you understand? Man, that takes a lot of love, you know, to not ask somebody to spare your life when they're about to take your life. Huh? But the man didn't die on his knees. He died on his feet. He didn't lose his manhood. He felt that the cause that he was living for was worth also dying for. What greater cause than the freedom of your people? So I had lots of examples from men. I was a boy growing up wanting to become a man. Well, then you got to find men to emulate. Can't no woman teach a man how to be a man. The very nature of the woman is to protect her son, her offspring, son or daughter. Look, do what it takes. You ain't got to go out there and put your life on the line. I don't want you to die. I don't want you. No. It don't work like that. You making a coward out of that man. You ripping his manhood away from him. Men walking around here can't stand somebody to raise their voice to them. The only one that you don't raise your voice to is your Lord. Do you understand? And if he raises his voice to you, you stand there and take it. If you know what's good for you. So, when I was in the military and was really in it, my CO or DI or whoever raised their voice to me, I took it and wasn't angry about it. I was upset that I had caused that to have to happen. Do you understand? Men give tongue lashings to other men. You don't take no whip or no paddle to no grown man. You whip him with words and tones. And if he don't, if he's any kind of man, you shame him and then you've changed him. Because that ain't gonna happen no more. Do you understand? And that's all that it was for. So that you wouldn't do that thing that displeased your commanding officer. You wouldn't do that ever again. Do you understand? Next time you see him, he's smiling and asks me, how you doing today? And that kind of thing. He ain't still carrying that. He don't have to, because when he's upset with you, he can tell you. He ain't scared of you. Do you understand? So that's one of the reasons why I can get along with white folks or brown or yellow people. I ain't scared of these people. I stand up here and tell them what it is that they need to correct on themselves. They correct it, then we fine. Okay? Now, you need to think I'm out there ducking and wondering who's going to come get me. You ain't going to do nothing to me. You just think you are. And that tightness in your forehead there is the only warning you're going to get. That's the detour sign, to turn around. That's a dead-end road you traveling there. Now listen to the message.
He made it symbolic. Put it in symbolic language. Yes, sir. And put it in such reading way that we could not never chase ourselves in. You can't find Negro in the Bible. You can't find the black man in the Bible that is respected by God himself. Where he's placed there and has been changed up by our enemies, it makes it impossible for you to find salvation for Negroes. It's impossible for you to find salvation in the Bible that you now read for Africans. I want you to listen to this. Bible if you understand it. What right do I have to recognize and respect a book and its reading that I don't know what I'm reading? And I don't know the book. I used to open the book so hungrily, let me use that word, for understanding, that I would cry because I could not understand it like I wanted.
Did you hear that? In the 5th chapter of Revelation, it says, "And I saw in the righteous hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor in the earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much." He said he used to open the Bible so hungrily. He said, let me use that word, that I would cry because I couldn't understand. Huh? He said, I wept much. See how he's fulfilling the book? Because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not. Master Farad Muhammad came and told the messenger, Weep not. Do you understand? And he began teaching him the knowledge of the book.
But I have always wanted to understand. So I came in answer to Abraham and Ishmael's prayer.
You saw Minister Kareem when he was much younger there. That was him sitting there.
Today, I can say truth, and he bears me witness that he has taught me to understand it.
Notice, as he said, he taught him the understanding of it. He said, and I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain. What did the messenger say? When you slay somebody, what you do? You kill them, huh? Well, the lamb had been slain. It says, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book. A hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And it says, he took the book out of the righteous hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy, able to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, couldn't do that if all the nations wasn't sitting before me on the internet. But now I'm redeeming everybody that want to be redeemed. How do you redeem a mind? Well, first of all, that mind or that brain that have been taken over by falsehood and by untruth. The only way you can redeem it and take it from the falsehood is you have to take the truth and overpower the falsehood. Do you understand? It's just like when you go to the pawn shop. You don't give him back what he gave you. He ain't in business to just break even. Do you understand? You got to give him more than he gave you. And then you can redeem your ring or your watch or whatever it is you bought. Huh? Well, likewise. You see, I'm giving you the true religion and redeeming you from all these false religions out here. I didn't hate. See, the smart ones among you, I'll tell you what's happening with the smart people. They hear me up here saying that all of the religions, Christianity is a lie, Judaism is a lie, Sunni Islam is a lie, Shiite Islam is a lie. All that's a lie. And they don't hear you defending it. That tells them that I'm telling them the truth. Because they've heard you try to defend that. Remember, I'll show you an example with the Islamic world. There's a pretty well-known one, Didak, who was a apologist for Islam. And you had a lot of Christian apologists out there that he'd be arguing with. Remember that? And but you don't hear none of them from no religion coming in here, call itself being an apologist for them religions when it comes to me. You know why? Because I am the rightly guided one. I am the seed of Abraham. That Allah had said he was going to keep his covenant between him and Abraham's seed. Didn't put no S on the end of seed either. I'm going to create a mortal of sounding clay, of black mud. How many gods is it? Well, then why would he need more than one representative? If you want to make people one, that's how you know that Allah set up the United States. When he gave them the purpose of the Constitution, he told them what the purpose of it was. One Constitution for the whole country. What is that? We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. A house divided against itself cannot stand. That's why George Washington warned them in his farewell address. He said, while parties are good in monarchies and dictatorships because they create some type of balance, but in this popular form of democratic government, they are something to be guarded against and watched. It's all right to have a little fire there, but be careful that it don't burst into a flame and burn your house down. Do you understand? You got people who are more loyal to a party than they are to their country. And that's dangerous. That's people who don't really believe in the Constitution. Because the very purpose of the Constitution is stated in order to form a more complete union. A perfect thing is a complete thing. That's how you know God helped set it up. God is the teacher of unity. One God, one faith, one baptism, One universe. And we ain't talking about no multiverse. One universe. You've been looking at too much sci-fi, boy. Is there a God besides me? I know not any. And you don't either. So, this is a good class tonight. Ain't it? Yeah. Now you see why I look forward to the classes. Allah gives me things to share with you that, as I told you, I don't always know what I'm going to come up here and say. But I know it's going to be good because Allah is with me. He told me don't think about what you're going to say. When you get up there, it'll be given to you what to say. What is it, son?
Yes, sir. Someone asked, what is an apologist?
Oh, well, that's what they call people who, and you know that word sounded strange to me when I heard it too. Somebody who defends a particular position. Let me give you the dictionary definition of that. I didn't. Let me see. APOLIGIST. I think that's how it's spelled. Beg your pardon? L-O. Yeah, okay. You got it. Okay. Just give me a minute here. I didn't claim to be the best English student. But I know it's here. Apologist. A person who argues in defense or justification of something, such as a doctrine, policy, or institution. I thought I remembered it correctly. Yes, that's what they call themselves. Apologists. You see. Well, he ought to apologize. They're apologizing to you now. because I'm standing up here calling all these religions a lie, and ain't none of them saying nothing. That's an apology right there. You see. So you know, we try to tell you everything that we learn. We try to share it with you and share the source of it with you. And so let's go back here now and let the messenger keep talking.
Today I am a blessed man that you won't find no church in the city that is honoring their leader with such great numbers. Thank you. I am a well-pleased man. And stand here on this platform and to see thousands of you sit before me. Not hundreds, but thousands. If there is thousands sitting here before me, they can leave here and go out and get millions. I want to find this But I want to give to you the truth and fully of all your teaching, of all your reading, they cannot boast that they spent 3 years with God Almighty. I have heard leaders, preachers, say something was revealed to them, or they had a dream. Amen. Now, with a dream, he has to wait first to see whether that there was any truth in the dream. A man have a vision. He must wait and see whether or not that his vision will come true. But a man said that he was in the visible presence of God. Not one day, but years. Right. If you tell me that you spent years with God, I would like to listen to you. This man standing before you spent years with God. If it had been other than God, he would have probably got disappointed. Maybe sometime me telling him, I don't think you really got. But if it's really God, I won't tell him that. He makes me want to be with him. More and more and more. He begins to change me into himself. That's right.
God means grantor of dominion. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 74, after he had raised me from a dead level to a living perpendicular, he said, the earth belongs to you. He said, it didn't belong to you, but now you're the true owner. He said, Israel, Jacob, taking it away from you. Why was Jacob given a right to rule? Answer it.
Because there was no one powerful to prevent him from ruling.
There you go. Jacob taking it away from you. He said, come on, I want to give it back to you. He gave me dominion back. Now who have to shut up and who can keep talking? I didn't hear you. Well, as he said, Master Farad Muhammad, he said he made him want to be with him more and more and more. He said, and he began changing him into himself. Do you understand? That's why when he left, he told the messenger, he said, you don't need me anymore. He said, you find the one that you can teach it all to. And he said, I will widen your circle. You notice, he found one that he could teach it all to. that didn't turn on him and didn't think they need to get him out the way. Do you understand? You remember what Jesus said? He said, it is expedient for you that I go away. Meaning die. For if I don't go away, the comforter, he ain't going to come. Because he's satisfied following me. But if I depart, I will create a vacuum. I'll tell you what you do. You ever notice you get a gas can or something, you fill it up, and you try to pour the liquid out of it without opening up that tab on the back of it, and it just a little trickle might come out of there. Why? Because in order for that liquid to come out, air have to rush in there to take its place. You understand? The universe don't like vacuums. Do you understand? So you can put, you ever did the experiment with the water in a glass and put a piece of paper on top of it and flip it over? And you say that water won't come out of there. You know, we did that experiment. So likewise, the messenger knew that he had found the Lord and had raised the Lord, but the Lord was a baby, a man-child. He yet had to grow, but I couldn't complete my growth and development if I stayed in the womb. That was that's what the said nation of Islam was. It was the concept of nationhood. It wasn't no nation, and it certainly wasn't no nation of Islam. But it was the conceiving of the idea of a nation of Islam. Do you understand? So, in order for me to grow beyond babyhood, the messenger had to deliver me out of that womb. Do you understand? And so that's why he said he needed a wrecker and a builder. So W.D. Muhammad came and he wrecked it, because that was his mission. See, they didn't never ask him what mission he was born for. He just said, I was born for the mission. But they didn't know what mission, but you could look at what he did and you could tell what mission he was born for. He never believed in what the messenger was teaching. And he took them into orthodox way of practicing Islam. And they wind up getting right back up under another master. Do you understand? But ain't nobody got no mastery over me. Let's see one of you come in here and correct me and teach me Islam. You done learned more about Islam from me in one meeting than you knew the whole time you've been call yourself practicing Islam. None of you have been able to take the rope of Allah and do with it what I do with it. You didn't even know what the rope of Allah was. You just heard the term, but you didn't know that the rope of Allah is the Torah, the Gospel, and the Quran. And you take them and put them together properly, and they form one. Like a strong rope is generally 3 pieces woved into one. Do you understand? So it's called the rope of Allah. Yeah, see? You didn't know what you were saying. I had to come and explain it to you. So this is the messenger. He was here to raise me. And in order to raise me, you heard the old saying, to take one, to make one. Well, I remember once he said, I'm not saying I'm trying to be no God over you. He said, but I'm trying to be what he made me. Do you understand? And so you notice the torch that they used to light the Olympic torch is just a smaller version of that big one. Do you understand? It's like the stars. If you want to know what they are just versions. If you was close to them, you would see they just like the sun. Do you understand? Well, this is me and the messengers of God. We are all one. When you look at the universe and you see the sun up and all of the stars are seemingly disappear. They still there, but they are blending in. Their light blends in with the light of the sun, and so they give the appearance of disappearing, like a perfectly cut diamond dropped into water. That's why they refer to diamonds as ice, you see, because you drop them in some pure water in a crystal glass and you can't see them. Do you understand? And so likewise, you put ice in a glass and you can see it, but as it dissipates, it just disappears because it's water just in a different form. You see? Like when they tell us that there's some stars are made of different stuff and give off different lights, but the sun gives off different types of light. So whatever light they give off, it's agreeing with the sunlight. Do you understand? So all of the messengers, whatever they taught you, it has nothing but agreement with what I'm teaching you. Do you understand? So all praises due to Allah.
We want our people to know who they are. We want our people to arise and go for self. We want our people to know that freeing them don't mean for them to sit down. If you are free, get up and go. Lay hold to that which will fill you up. We cannot be built up to go for self until we rise up and go for self. Stop playing around, nursing the white man, begging him to let you go and do something for himself. I think 400 years of slavery work, I can clearly say that you have did something for him and more than something for him. Today, let us take a look. Do you think that you are the smallest people on earth? No, sir. We outnumber white people 11 to 1. Do you think?
What is that to say? Stop referring to yourself as a minority. You ain't no minority. You the father and mother of all human beings on this planet. When you really understand the nature of the human beings on the earth, you get out of this thing, this so-called races and all this kind of stuff. We are the human family of the planet Earth. Do you understand? there are certain light in the sun. They don't all have you look at a spectroscope, they don't all have the same bar, the same width, and all of that kind of thing. But they are all sunlight. Do you understand? You looked through a spectroscope before, right? You've seen a prism. You've looked at a prism before. Is all of them equal bands? No. But they all sunlight. Ain't got nothing to do with how much of it is there. It's all part of the sun. Okay.
That you do not own nothing. You own 194 million. 96, pardon me. 196, 940,000 square miles. Do you think that you don't own all of this? God say you own all of it. I'm not here trying to make fun of white folks. I'm only here trying to tell the truth.
I want you to understand that it's no way that you can claim you believe in the Bible and then disallow that one of us owns the earth. Because it says, let us make man. But who was that talking? It says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. If we had to let you have it, then it must have belonged to us before we let you have it for a while. I didn't hear you. And now let's just tell the truth. Who is that us? The same us told you, it said, honor thy father and thy mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God have given you. Huh? If somebody gave you the land, then why you don't show some gratitude? Why you don't show some humility and be thankful? The scripture says, be thankful unto him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth is endureth to all generations. I need. Now let's get back to this. But I want you to see that the earth belongs to us. The earth belongs to the Lord. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. The world. I couldn't judge the world if the world didn't belong to me. I didn't hear you. Who is he that judges another man's servant? What is this? The jinn said, my Lord. There you go. That settles it. My Lord, as you have judged me to be erring, I'm going to go out here and make evil fair seeming to the people, and I'm going to cause all of them to deviate. Say, yes, that's the world I gave you. You go and do that. Why? Because this world was set up for the perdition of ungodly men. We done almost destroyed the earth once because of ungodly black men. And we ain't going to do that no more. This time we going to get the real culprits. Do you understand? We're going to present to you both the two conspicuous ways This election is a good example of that. It ain't no doubt about who should be president. There's no doubt. One is a crook, the other one is a prosecutor of crooks. Well, now what? Now who are you going to choose? Give us Barabbas. That's what they said. Is that what they did with Jesus and Barabbas? Yeah. So if you want Donald Trump, go ahead. It ain't going to hurt me. But I guarantee you, he going to deal with you because he already hates you secretly. And, you know, when a con man con you, it's because he don't give a damn about you. Don't nobody trick people that they care about. They trick people that they don't care about. Go back and look at what's the name? What's that? The Sting. All of them got together to rob this gangster that called himself a businessman. But he killed one of their friends. He had one of their friends killed. Of course, their friend was a thief just like them. Do you understand? But can thieves steal from thieves? Yeah, I mean, what is that really saying? You know, since all of them is crooks, the thief can't call the police because he stole what he got. Do you understand? So there ain't no honor among thieves. So anyway, when you look at this world that's out here now, the leader of it was like the Judas goat. Now, what did the Judas goat do? He jumps over the trap that he leading others into to be slaughtered. Do you understand? That's what the devil was made for. He was made to trap. That's why he's called jinn, because he was made to be the trap for ungodly black people. Do you understand? Whoever of them will follow you, what? I will certainly fill hell with them all. Okay. He heard me talking. He knew this day was coming when he would be revealed, the man of sin. The scripture told you Adam was the man of sin. You just didn't pay it no attention because you were dead spiritually. But as it says, as in Adam, all died. Well, if all died under the dispensation or the power or the dominion of Adam, then who was Adam? The man of sin. I didn't hear you. But Adam wasn't no individual man. It's an individual people. And the white man is that people. And so that's the first Adam. The last Adam is the prophets. And so the Lord himself had to become the offspring of both of them. The first and the last Adam. Do you understand? So they just refer to me as the Son of Man. Do you understand? Because it's talking about a man whose mind is given birth to by those men who were rulers. Do you understand? Okay. So, you know, I didn't always know these things about myself. I did not always know these things that was talking about me. I just found these things out. Do you understand? I wasn't walking around with this in my head already. Allah just reveals it to me as I need to know. Do you understand? You remember The Matrix? When Neo was talking to the Oracle? And the last one of the three, the revolutions, where he walked and he told the Oracle that you know, why wasn't I told? Why didn't you tell me this? And she told him, you know. He said, oh, I told you not to. What? At every stage of growth and development, that child that's being formed inside the womb, that child is not mentally aware of how it's forming itself. Do you understand? That's why no child can tell you their beginning. As long as the child can remember, if you didn't have your father and your mother telling you, you think you've been here always. I didn't hear you. Because you can't remember a time when you wasn't here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now you understand why the first man, you don't have no date of the first man keeping records of his own time here. So we just refer to ourselves as the Ancient of Days, without father, without mother, without beginning of days, without ending of days. Because even when you analyze man, you start realizing that man is mind. If you didn't know that, you find that out when you see a person in a coma or laying down in a permanent vegetative state, and you see their body still there, but their mind is vacant. Do you understand? And they are in a permanent vegetative state. So the beginning of us was actually not the beginning of these bodies here. These bodies came late. The mind that's in residence here, that mind is from everlasting. I didn't hear you. How long was we thinking it up before we made these bodies? See, now that's a question that you didn't ever ask. But now I got you thinking, though. Yeah. How long was the earth in the planning stage before we brought it together and atmosphere and all of that stuff that you see going on here now? How long did that take? You see my point? And how long was it before we decided that, I see all this stuff going on here. I want to know how that feels. Then so he says he bring together the forces of nature, the elements, and house them inside of a body, and then take up residence in that body and separate that body so it can walk around on top of itself and then study itself. Now, how long did that take? Do you understand my point? Next, they'll be making a movie about it. Do you understand? Well, I don't care. I want you to think bigger. I want you to think broader. We can't govern the universe with a narrow mind. You got to have an expansive mind, a mind that says anything is possible. Do you understand? That's the way children's minds are. They do things that sometimes look silly and crazy. What you doing, boy? And, he just go and do something because he don't figure it can't be done. You understand? Inventions are generally brought about by people who don't think something is impossible. A person that thinks that there's a limit on what can be done, they ain't going to create nothing because they limit themselves. But when Allah blesses us with people who have vision into looking at something that exists and thinking, why can't we do it this way or whatnot? They solve for unseen things by looking at what is seen. Do you understand? That's how you get new cars every year and new models and all that. And looking at the old and improving on them. Do you understand? Trouble with most of this world is they confine their thinking to this narrow sphere of what is possible on the earth. instead of looking at the universe and the planets and thinking about what is possible in the universe. Do you understand? Because the minute you start thinking with a universal mind, you won't have no more wars on earth. Because you will see the value of every human being and try to nurture whatever skills and talents they have, because each newborn baby is like a you remember at Christmas and you get a package and you don't know what's in it and you can't wait to open it? Well, that's what every human being is. It's a gift that we, most of the time, we burn them up. We trash them before we ever find out what was in them. And then when we do start opening up, we don't cultivate the best of what's in people. We cultivate the worst that's in people. And that's why you can't build enough jails, because all you bring out of people is the worst that's in people. That's why I supported Joe Biden. I supported the second time I supported Barack Obama. The first time I supported John McCain. But even John McCain, he would have made a good president, because the man cared about people. He cared about justice. He was honorable. And you know, this is one of the characteristics that leadership must have. You must have the sincere ability to think about the well-being of others more so than yourself. Because by helping others, you realize that you actually helping yourself. There's an old saying, the same people you meet on the way up, you're going to meet them on the way back down. If you helped a lot of people on the way up, and you slip and fall, some of them people going to catch you. They ain't going to let you fall. Because most people remember and are grateful for help that you give to people. And you don't do it because you're looking for them to be grateful, but the thing is, you have built a bridge where there may not have been one. And that will prevent you from falling. You see? There's no greater calling than the calling to serve others and to do for others the things that you would have wanted done for you that was not done for you. Do you understand? That's real progress.
No, I'm not out there to make fun and criticize that which God himself suffered to come to pass. He suffered that white people rule us for 6,000 years, so that we will know what is in us that is against us. Therefore we brought up.
That was Silas you was looking at. Did you notice that was Silas? Sitting there in his FOI uniform.
You own 194 million. 96, pardon me. 196 940,000 square miles. you think that you don't own all of this? God say you own all of it. I'm not here trying to make fun of white folks. I'm only here trying to tell the truth. No, I'm not out there to make fun and criticize that which God himself suffered to come to pass. He suffered that white people rule us for 6,000 years.
See? You recognize him now? Huh? Y'all met Silas. I invited him. Brother Silas came out here to visit us. Yeah.
So that we will know what is in us that is against us. Therefore we brought our God, Mr. Yaku.
You see what he said? He wanted to show us what was in us that was against us. The wicked mind that was in black people was destroying black people. Do you understand? So he wanted to show us what was in us. Not just the white skin was in us. The wicked mind that's in them came out of us. Do you understand? Okay.
That which God himself suffered to come to pass. He suffered that white people rule us for 6,000 years.
What does suffered mean? It means allowed. Do you understand? It says we needed to get that experience. We needed to see what was in us that was destroying us. And so we brought out that, Yaqub brought that weak mind out of us, that sinful mind, and made a form for it. That's the white man. The white man was innocent. We made him devil. Do you understand? That's why when I was walking around here thinking I'm supposed to want to kill white people or get rid of white people, that was wrong. And I'm glad Allah woke me up to the fact that no. And the messenger said, don't be blaming them for what by nature you put in them. Blame yourself for putting it in them. You remember he said that? If you say there goes the devil, then don't follow him. Don't pattern yourself after him. Show the devil that you a righteous person, because he watching you for such. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. I didn't hear you. Because that's what the white man was made for. Allah told him, whoever of them follow you, you got authority over them. I didn't hear you. Your white cells do the same thing inside of your body. They go to and fro and up and down in your bloodstream, looking for something to kill, looking for something that don't belong. I didn't hear you. And guess where they at? They right next to the red cells. Huh? Watching them. If a red cell start doing something it ain't got no business, that white cell will attack it. Huh? Yeah. Because they are the guardians. Life and death working together for the preservation of life in that form. Huh? And that's why we have to learn how to eat to live, to create a proper balance so that this farm will not decay. We're working on that. So just wait.
So that we will know what is in us that is against us. Therefore we brought our God, Mr. Yahoo, to bring out of us the defect that was in us that we didn't know. As yet, some time ago, I took a subject with you. Operation. Operate on the defect of us. Get it out of us. I was referring to Yahoo made man.
The defect is the same thing that we refer to as misunderstanding, as knowledge that may seem to us as reasonable, but it leads to our destruction. It leads to a bad place. Do you understand? And so it is defective. Do you understand? And so it is not a constructive knowledge, but a defective knowledge. That just because you've learned that it does something that you would like, but it, while doing something that you like, it's also causing harm to you. Do you understand? And so you have to be careful. Like asbestos. Asbestos started off as a cure-all for fires, to stop, to fireproof your place and all that. Next thing you know, it set your body on fire, killing you with cancer, slow death. And they find that out, and we don't know how long before they found it out. They wasn't telling everybody. But because there's money to be made off of it. The love of money. Once it take root in you, you will sell your country out for $1. You will sell people products that you know will kill them, but you wants to make that money. And so let buyers beware. Do you understand? And so this is the kind of world that you've been living in. That is the kind of mind that is defective. It is a defect in the human being that allows us to do things that are harmful to other people and even to ourselves. But since it's we've accepted the fact that we just have to die. See, ain't nobody just have to die. Matter does not actually die. Matter just keeps going on and being reused in other forms. We die because we don't know how not to. But when you convince yourself that you just have to die, then it's your mind makes fair seeming to you. Well, people got to die from something. So I ain't really doing nothing but making a living. They gonna at least have a little comfort before it kill them. Do you understand? They can justify what they're doing. You understand? And so as they say, we eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Well, the scriptures promises us everlasting life. But there's a what you call condition. On the condition that we believe and that we obey God. That's where the everlasting life comes in. That's the one thing that is a fail-safe in the universe. When you violate the law of life, ignorance of that law does not negate that law. Seek, and you shall find. Huh? Seek what? Seek out the truth of how not to die. And if you seek it, and seek it out, Allah already gave you a hint. The wages of sin is death. Sin is transgressing the law or commandments of God. Do you understand? And so we just have to stop sinning. When we stop sinning, we stop dying. You know, then a child shall be 100 years old. I mean, this is the kind of things that we miss in the book. But it's in there. You know, the children are being gray-headed now. Methuselah would laugh at us talking about, you said, well, I'm an old man now. He said, how old are you? I'm 100 years old. I said, boy, Methuselah was 900 and something years old. Now, what is 100 years compared to 900 and something? You never got out of babyhood. So the scripture says, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it in more abundance.
They're white men. They are made people.
That's right. Go ahead, the apostle.
And they gladly teaches you that. But they know you don't understand. Made by one of our saints. A black man.
They made people. What the Italians, they got it. They say he's a made man. Huh? So he goes out and he kills people that's in his circle that he has authority over. Do you understand? If they follow him, that's why they say the gang wars and that kind of thing. Because all of them, it's just like when you buy arms, when you buy all types of armament and thing, then you step into the devil's way of fighting. And then the devil gains the mastery over you because you learn how to use his weapons to kill each other. So you gone in the way of Cain and don't know it. I didn't hear you. I'm just trying to show you now. You know, that's not to say that you're wrong for defending yourself, because if you entered into the arena, well, that's the way this world is. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent, like Putin and all these people, they will take it from you by force. So you in that world, so you have to either give it up or you have to fight and defend your borders. Do you understand? But you in the day and time now that the Lord himself is here, and all of you were told, cease and desist from your way, because your way has never brought you peace. You look how many times that wars have been fought for control of Jerusalem, and it keep changing hands and just, for the territory called Jerusalem. When ain't none of them actually Jerusalem, because Jerusalem means founded in peace. It don't mean founded in warfare. Jerusalem, the true Jerusalem, is what I'm building. The true Jerusalem is coming down from out of heaven from God and his throne. That's what I'm bringing to you now. The true Jerusalem is called Nation of Islam. Do you understand? It's the new Jerusalem, the new nation of Islam, being built by the Lord himself. And that's me. So you can either, now remember now, it tells you that all the kingdoms of this world, it says the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ. Why? Because the head of every man, no matter what kingdom he is, whatever knowledge he got, the head of every man is Christ. And the head of Christ is God. And know ye that the Lord, he is God. I didn't hear you. So now, all your kingdoms, the things, see, when you have knowledge of understanding of how to govern anything, when people can come to you and you can show them how to gain authority over that thing that's troubling them, then you have that kingdom. Do you understand? So, I'm the King of Kings. Do you understand? No matter what your field is, I'm from above you, a field that is above you. The kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hidden in a field. Which when a man findeth it, he selleth all that he have and purchase that field. That's why the field of religion belonged to me. I sold everything that I had knowledge of as far as religion. I gave all that stuff up a long time ago, which made me fit to buy the true kingdom, because I didn't have no arguments for God, because I never accepted none of these false religions. Do you understand? So now you can tell I'm from above you, because when I open up the scriptures, if you a lawyer, it don't make no difference how much law you know. It's other people that know the laws like you. And they can talk back and forth with you. And if you talk to me about law long enough, I'll know more about it than you. Just like the Constitution. Once I start studying it, I point out things about it. Ain't none of y'all ever really explained. It's just like you, the Supreme Court up there making all them jive turkey rulings, when the very preamble to the Constitution tells you that their rulings is wrong. Because the preamble tells you that the purpose of the Constitution is to form a more complete union to establish justice. How are you establishing justice if you say that a president can break laws and not be held accountable if he's in there and that breaking of that law is while he's performing his duty? Well, then he can't uphold the law if he's breaking it. And you can't establish justice with a lie. Let alone a liar who every time he opens his mouth, he's lying. No. So it don't make no difference. Why do you think the book say, woe to you lawyers? Because you have taken away the understanding of knowledge. You have taken away the key of knowledge. Look at the Second Amendment, how they took it away. It's not vague. The Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the state. It didn't say no private militia. A private militia can't be well-regulated. Government is what regulates militias. The Army is regulated. The Marine Corps is regulated. The Navy is regulated. The Air Force is regulated. And you can look at the books that regulate them, and there's somebody that they have to answer to. I told you. I can explain your world, but you can't explain mine. You notice, ain't no lawyer challenging me and telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. You come in here, I'll show you who knows and who don't. You can't talk over my head. So,
having the knowledge to go to work and extract that germ from us and take that same germ, make it into a new man. and then give him his wisdom, his knowledge, and his understanding of us to make him to rule us for 6,000 years. Then what happened? He said he saw one coming, that he would not be able to even unlatch his shoe. Go ahead. That's right. He was unable.
Why did he say he would be unable to unlash my shoes? Because it's written that my feet are shod with the gospel of peace. It says, let's see here. I like to show you these things. Where's that at, brother? Ephesians what?
Yes, chapter 6, verse 15.
It says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. What do you mean the preparation of the gospel of peace? That's what the scriptures are. They were prepared and then left as an inheritance to me. And when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told me to go into the book and read it, he knew that my feet would be shod. I would put on them shoes that nobody else could unleash. These scriptures, wasn't nobody able to unlock them and open them up. And so it says, whose shoes I'm not worthy, not able to unlash. Huh? Oh, they couldn't stand in my shoes and stand up here and teach. Not from these books. I'm the only one who can open up the scriptures and teach from them and never be condemned for what I say. Do you understand? Okay. So as the messenger was saying, that this one that Yaqub saw coming, he said, even his feet, his shoes, I'm not able to unlash.
Then what happened? He said he saw one coming, that he would not be able to even unlatch his shoe. Go ahead. That's right. He was unable to stand before such one. Even his eyes will kill him. His voice.
Why is that? Because Allah have made him a teacher. That's what I am, a teacher whose eyes can see past what is on the surface, but into the depth of things. It's like the sun. The sun not only shines on you, but passes through you. X-rays will kill you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Oh, yes, it will. It's all kind of ultraviolet rays will kill you in the wrong kind. Do you understand? Yeah. Even his eyes will kill you. That's what the book said. And so let's keep going here.
Go ahead, his voice goes like thunder. Go ahead.
Now you see why my voice is so loud. As he say, his voice roars like thunder. That's what the book teaches you.
To stand before such one. Even his eyes will kill him. His voice will kill him. Go ahead, dear prophet. His voice goes like thunder. Go ahead, dear prophet. Go ahead, dear prophet. His eyes is like fire. Yes, sir. Go ahead, dear prophet. I can't stand before that man. Peace, dear prophet.
Who can stand before me and argue with me? Nobody from this world. You may have been taught a lot, but you haven't been taught enough to stand up here and argue with me. I didn't hear you. I'm not the one who have to duck and dodge when somebody want to talk to me. If you want to talk to me, I welcome that, because that gives me a chance to convert you. How come you don't want to convert me? Let's talk. Ain't my soul worth saving? Then why is it when I try to talk to you Christians, preachers especially, why you got to be so hostile? Have you ever seen such hostility in people that claim to be righteous? When people come to me, I'm not hostile. Unless they get that way. Then I let them know, hey, I ain't the one, man. You don't be coming in here. You ain't got no wolf tickets to sell me. Better tone yourself down. Don't start none. It won't be none. But I ain't forgot what y'all did to Jesus. I ain't forgot what you did to John. I ain't forgot how y'all treated my brethren. And as you did to the least of those my brethren, the prophets, that was me. So you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyway, now you see why my voice is so loud. As his voice is as the sound of many waters. That's how the ocean is. The ocean roars. I didn't hear you. You see how my voice is loud? That's just nature. That's the nature of the mind that's in me and the temple that mind is speaking through. We take truth and we hurl it against falsehood. So it knocks out its brains. And lo, it vanishes. Huh? I don't have no religion that I got to whisper, because I'm scared somebody might hear me that can condemn me. Ain't nobody on this planet can condemn what I'm teaching, or off of this planet. Now, so it's late. I didn't mean to go past 3 hours, but I had to share these things with you. So may Allah bless us and keep us safe and in our right minds. And may He soften all of your hearts for His word so that you don't have to be destroyed. And, you don't have to wonder if I care about you. Just look at what you see me do. Just look at what you see me do. I need some carpenters. I need some cement finishers. I need some brick masons, some architects. If you will help me develop the properties that we have, if you help me build on these properties, I will give you homes. You help me build them, I'll give you one. Each one of you. We have to do like this great nation. White people used to help each other raise barns, and they helped build towns, and they was giving these things to themselves. That was very wise. And they couldn't have did it if Allah hadn't been with them. We don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. We've already been shown what could be done. Look at the United States of America and what happened when they united to do for themselves. They wasn't worried about getting paid. They pay was they was building them a country where the sky is the limit. Well, I'm telling you, the universe is the limit for you and me. If you just come on, get with me, you will see. We need to talk. I don't get out here in the public and start sitting up rattling off everything that we plan to do or whatever. No, that's not the way you do. Everybody's business ain't nobody's business. You always got people, and I'm actually keeping people from getting in trouble that try to stop us. Because if I shared it all with them and they was out there trying to block it, they would be destroyed. And I'm not interested in the destruction of human beings. I'm interested in the salvation of human beings. The messenger said this. He said, any man that have a family, he loves that family. And if he don't love his family, he shouldn't have one. Now, he said a true father loves his family regardless of how they act. His children, regardless of how they act. Because where there's life, there is hope that a person who's doing the wrong thing will repent one day. Do you understand? To him that's joined to all the living is the messengers of God. Those who understand morality as well as the natural world. That it's not enough to just understand how to build a house. It's also how to build character, so that when you move into that house that you built, the house didn't make you. You made the house. And your good character existed before you even built that house. Do you understand? So you recognize that the house is not what gives you notoriety. The house is not what gives you, or the country, the building, the cities. That's not where your greatness lies. Your greatness lies in your ability to know right from wrong and to choose always right over wrong. Do you understand? You see. So let's get together. I want to talk to you. My phone number is 601-786-1332. That's my cell phone. My landline is 601-786-9742. And all of you, my people, and I'm talking to my black people right now. White people don't need me to tell them how to unite and build for themselves. They done did that already. All they got to do is be reminded that they need to get back to that and get rid of these crooks up there that's trying to put you one against the other so they can get you to tear up your own country. Don't go for that. Fight for your own. And I don't mean go out there and kill people. You know what will kill them? Your unity will kill them. Stop listening to Fox News. Stop listening to Newsmax and all them crazy people out there feeding you lies and calling it news. Fox done already been proven to be a lying network. Why you keep listening to them? Why you want to throw away your country? And why you don't stand up to these people that you know are wrong? You get in the back like some little spoiled brat, coward child, say, yeah, that's wrong what Donald Trump doing. And then you get out there and like old Nikki Haley stood up there and did all that big talk, and then stand up there talking about, I support Donald Trump. He's good for president. How's he good when you already said he's not? Ain't y'all glad you didn't get her for president? Just say anything, just so they can be called Madam President, Senator so-and-so, or whatever. They don't have no backbone, no spine. The last verse in that Star Spangled Banner says, "Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave." You know what brave means? It means I'm scared, but I'm going anyway. To hell with a bully. He must think his behind made out of something other than flesh. I didn't hear you. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're scared, your reflexes are faster. You are more careful. Why? Your adrenaline is making you stronger too. The man that ain't scared, his reflexes ain't fast as yours. Do you understand? And he ain't going to be strong as you. So, stop letting people use fear to control you. You take your fear and use it to strengthen you. I tell you what I do. I fear God more than I fear anybody. I learned it when I was a child. Because I feared not obeying my mother. Because she would tell my daddy. And I feared my daddy. So I was willing to go face a gang rather than have to face my daddy because I disobeyed my mama. Do you understand? I was crying, but I was going. I was going to take that whooping or whatever I was going to have to get from him because at least I could fight them back. When my daddy was putting something on my behind, I couldn't swing back. so that you know. But anyway, you know, I can't win against God. But if God is with me, I can win against anybody. So who should I fear the most? I fear Allah. Now, whatever you think you're going to do to me, well, Allah is with me. He got the last word on how far you going to get with your plans against me. Now, I didn't mean to hold you this long. I'm sorry. May Allah bless us, keep us safe and in our right minds. And let's stand for what's right. When you stand for what's right, you are never standing alone. Allah is standing with you. May Allah's salam alaikum.
Conference recording. Stop.